Hello students. Today we are going to start with the fifth lesson of geography of the standard 9 entitled as precipitation. Let us have a look. Now this is the opening page. There is very picture of the page number 41. You can see the can you tell section. Observe the picture given below. A sentence describing the picture has been given. You describe the picture by writing some additional sentences. Now discuss the questions. Are you able to see the diagrams? Okay, there are a few figures. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. Now what is this? Let us have a look. Number 1. The blades of grass looks like this on winter morning. Now why does it look? There is one question is asked on a given figure. Say everyone knows it is so much normal thing that we are able to come across in a winter. The blade of grass looks like this in winter morning because of dew. We can see the dews. Now what is dews? So these are the very small water droplets called as dew. The dew is formed in winter because moisture-laden air near the Earth's surface comes in contact with the cold objects, due to which condensation of vapor takes place, turning into small water droplets. So that is the result. Now, second picture. Now snow is found everywhere in the winter in Kashmir. So snow is found everywhere in winters of Kashmir because Kashmir is located at higher altitude where the temperature falls below freezing point. That is the first point. So it depends on the altitude of the place. So it is at higher altitude, therefore the temperature cools down. Hence the water vapor directly turns into snowflakes, leading to a snowfall. You can see the snowfall. So that is the answer. But next question is, why is snow not found in our surrounding? Let us look. Because we have a moderate temperature and we are closer to the sea, and snow is not found in our surrounding. So that is the reason behind it. The higher altitude you go, the very freezing point temperature you get. But as we are living in a moderate temperature and we are closer to the sea, so snow is not found in our surrounding. That is the reason. Next question. Generally, it rains between June and September in our region. Now why? Let's get answer. We get rainfall between June and September in our region when the moisture-laden southwest monsoon winds are obstructed by the Western Ghats, leading to orographic rainfall. Now next, how do the rain droplets form? Now clouds form when condensed water droplets and dust particles accumulate, forming large rain droplets. Okay, that is the answer. Next, in London, this is the city of London. In London, there is a fog like this till the afternoon in winter. Why there is a fog like this till the afternoon in winters? Answer. In London, there is a fog till the afternoon in winter because London is far away from equator and it has temperate oceanic climate and they have cool summers. So that is the reason behind this. Now we do not have fog until afternoon in summers. This is the question. We do not have a fog until afternoon in summer because we are near to equator and we have tropical climate and hot summers. Let us continue. Sometimes hailstones destroy the standing crops in the field. The standing crops are described and is shown here. The hailstones are solid and heavy in nature, and they hit the earth due to gravity, and this is the reason they destroy the crops in the field. Why don't we get hailstones frequently? For the formation of hailstone, the following two conditions are required: intense heating, which results in upward airflow, and second, decrease in air temperature at higher layers of the atmosphere. As India is a tropical country, we do not find cooler air at higher level because of intense heating of land. Okay, now let us turn to the geographical explanation. 70.8% part of the earth's surface is full of water. The distribution of this water is very uneven. At some places the water storage is limited while it is ample at other places. At some places we have enough water, and at some places there is scarcity of water. We see or experience the different forms of condensation as shown in the picture above and figure 5.1. These forms of condensation occurs due to the water vapor in our atmosphere. Now what is condensation? So condensation, it is the conversion of water vapor into droplets of water. That is the meaning of condensation. See how does it happen? The water evaporates and the condensation happens. That is a conversion of water vapor into the droplets of water. Again it falls on the earth in the forms of rain or different types of precipitation. Now what do you mean by precipitation here? Let us understand the term. When water falls in a solid or liquid state on earth's surface is known as precipitation, whether it is a solid state or a liquid state water. But when water falls on the either form on the earth's surface, it is known as precipitation. Precipitation. The water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground. Snow, hailstone, rainfall are the major forms of precipitation. So this snow, hailstorm and rainfall, these are the major forms of precipitation. You can see the figure which are already shown to you. This is the snow, hailstorm, rainfall. Okay, so the major forms of precipitation. Now first point, snow. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, water vapor directly turns into snowflakes. This is called sublimation. Now this is the definition of sublimation, kindly keep in mind. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, water vapor directly turns into the snowflakes. So this is called sublimation. Now here the vapor in the form of gas transforms into solid snow. Precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. And we say the snowfall is happening, but how does the process is? The vapor in the form of gas that transforms into the solid snow, and the precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. In high latitude and temperate region, snowfall occurs. So where does it occur or where does it happen? It is particularly in a high latitudinal and temperate regions. Snowfall occurs at the mean sea level, while in tropical areas snowfall occurs at a place located higher than the snow line altitude. Okay, so keep in mind the difference. As snow is in the solid form, it does not flow like water. So layers of snow get deposited when the snow accumulates on a large scale. Then the transport and communication system of the area collapses. People living in those regions, they have to protect themselves from frostbite. When the snow melts, the region gets water. Now what is this term frostbite Let us turn to this particular term. Now, what is frostbite? The freezing of skin and its upper tissue because of very cold temperature. When we visit this snowfall area and when we have our exact physical contact with the snow, so it is a freezing of skin and its upper tissue because of very cold temperature. The tourists going to snow covered regions face frostbite many times. Generally, it affects hands, legs, and skin of the face. Severe frostbite can affect skin tissues and can even reach the bones. So, this is frostbite. Next point, hail. HAIL, hail. Now, when there is a lot of heat on the Earth's surface, the upward air flow blows at a greater speed. Because of this upward flow, the temperature of the air reduces and the condensation of water vapor takes place. Dark clouds are formed because of the upward movement of air. These water droplets go to a higher altitude. Here, the solidification of these droplets occur and hailstones are formed. As hailstones are heavy, they fall towards the ground, but because of the frequent upward flow of air, they are repeatedly taken upwards. Here, a new layer of snow encapsulates the hail. This happens quite a few times, hence, concentric layers are formed while the hail grows in size. These big heavy hailstones fall rapidly to the ground because of gravity. We call the precipitation of this type as hail showers. Because of hail, crops may get destroyed and loss of life and property may also occur. Hails occur in summers in India, Africa, and in some parts of Southeast Asia. Hails do not occur in equatorial area because of the heat in the atmosphere. Hails do not occur in cold zones because of lack of upward flow. There is one term, that is concentric layers of the snow. Now what is this? Let us learn. When hails are formed, they move up and down continuously because of upward movements of air currents. As they go to higher altitude, a new layer of ice gets deposited around it. As this happens frequently, many layers get deposited on top of each other. Such layers are called concentric layers. Now let us look at Do You Know Fact. Page number 43. Snow-capped mountain and frozen lake. Now look at here. Now there is a difference between ice and snow. In areas located at higher altitude and high latitude, where the temperature are below 0 degrees Celsius, precipitation occur in the form of snow. So at the higher latitude and the higher altitude, it is to the decreasement of the temperature, it goes below 0 degrees Celsius, the precipitation occurs in the form of snow. Now snow is friable and opaque, that is transparent. This snow accumulates in form of layer on top of each other because of the pressure from the upper layers, and the low layers of the snow become homogeneous, massive and transparent. Massive transparent snow formed in such a way is called ice. When temperature drops below freezing point, a layer of ice forms on the lake's surface and this layer floats on the surface of reservoir. This ice is not related to snowfall directly. Now student, there is one question, think about it. We use a raincoat or umbrella to protect ourselves from rainfall. What will you use to protect yourself from severe hailstorms? Now can you think over it now? Is there any equipment, is there anything which can cover you from the hailstorms? Or is it carryable? What answer you can give? Actually, we use, for umbrella it is okay that we can carry it. Even raincoat also okay, we can carry it. What about the hailstorm? As it is so much heavy and it gives the severe heat. Actually, if a person is outside without any coverage, he needs to seek shelter immediately, making sure to protect his head from hailstones or to avoid any injuries. And that is what we can do. Now, page number 44. There is one activity. Try this. Let us make a rain. Gather the following materials: a vertical glass container with metal lid, nail, hammer, hot water, ice cubes, and handful of salt. Only these things, whatever you require, you just gather, keep with you. Take the container with the metal lid. Okay, the container should have a metal lid. Remove the lid. Okay, after removing, then now hit the lid on the upper side at a number of points with a nail and hammer. Take care that lid does not get any holes because of this. So you did not make any holes. Okay, just hit the lid on the upper side at a number of points, just small points, with a nail. Make it with the help of nail and the hammer. Then in 1/3 of the container, fill 1/3 of the container with steamed water, not boiled, just steam. Now put the lid on the container and close it tightly. Keep it and close it tightly. Take care that steam in the container should not go out. Okay, so make it perfect fit. On the lid put ice cubes, handful of rock salt and little water. This is what you are going to keep on the top, that is on the lid. Put ice cubes, handful of rock salt and little water. Observe the container experience rain. Now it may take 10 to 15 minutes for rain to occur. Now what will happen here? So answer is this. So how the rainfall will occur? Now we can just have a look here. This is overland flow. This is the ocean. And evaporation due to heat. So due to the heat, evaporation will take place. Then moist, hot light air climbs up. You can see the flow, the moist and hot light air is climbing up, and the temperature at high altitude is less. So condensation takes place. Clouds are formed and water droplets fall as a rain. So this is the process and the outcome of the experiment. Next point, rainfall. We generally get water in the form of rainfall. The temperature of the air with water vapor reduces when it goes higher. Condensation of the vapor occurs. Clouds form when the condensed water droplets and dust particles accumulate. The water droplets increase in size when they cannot float in the air anymore because of their weight. They come down as a rainfall and we experience rain. Now next point, convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall. In equatorial areas, the surface gets heated because of sun's heat, and the air near it also gets heated. As it gets heated, it spreads and becomes lighter and moves upwards. The air cools down when it goes upward. The moisture holding capacity of cold air is less. Consequently, condensation of the water vapor occurs and rainfall occurs. In equatorial areas, such type of rainfall occurs almost daily in the afternoons. Rainfall is accompanied by lightning and thunder. The Congo Basin of Africa and Amazon Basin in South America experience convectional rainfall. Such a rainfall occurs in a very limited area in the world. Now let us come to the page number 45. Think about it corner. Because of the conventional rain process, such type of rainfall occurs in the afternoon in equatorial areas. But why doesn't it rain in afternoon in the oceanic areas of equatorial belt? The answer is one of the necessary conditions of convectional rainfall is intense heating of surface, which causes air to expand and rise. Since land heats up, land heat up and faster than water, it rains only on the land in the equatorial region and not in the oceanic areas. So that is the answer for this. Now next point, orographic rainfall. Have a look. Now winds coming from lakes or seas are moisture laden, that is that they are loaded with the moisture. They are obstructed by the high mountain ranges coming in their way. So in this way the winds, okay, it is getting obstructed. The winds coming from the lakes and seas, it is which is more moisture laden, they are obstructed by the high mountain ranges coming in their way. In this way it get obstructed, so they start going upwards along the slope of the mountains. In this way it goes upwards. The temperature of these winds drop and condensation occurs and rainfall takes place. Thus, because of the obstruction of the mountain, this type of rainfall occurs. The windward side of the mountain gets more rain. This side receives more rain. Amount of vapor in the air reduces after crossing the mountain. And the moisture holding capacity of the air increases. The leeward side of the mountain gets lesser rainfall, and hence this area is identified as rain shadow area. After crossing the mountain, the proportion of rainfall is decreased. So it is decreased, so that particular part is known as rain shadow area, where there is a lack of rain. It is explained through the figure 5.5a, and this is the 5.5b. See, these are the winds coming from the seas and lakes. It is get obstructed at the higher altitude, and the rainfall occurs here only. And when it crosses, the moisture holding capacity is decreased, and that area is called as a rain shadow area. And then even after some time again it increases, and again the rainfall happens. So this is the journey, and therefore it is called as a orographic rainfall. Now, can you tell? Now observe the horizontal profile of Maharashtra in figure 5.5b and answer the following questions. Now, what type of rainfall occur in Maharashtra? Now, based on figure, give answer. What type of rainfall occur in Maharashtra? This is the orographic rainfall occur in Maharashtra. So where will the rain shadow area lie in the Maharashtra? The rain shadow area lie to the leeward side of Sahyadri Hills. So this is the leeward side of the Sahyadri Hills. After crossing, okay, it becomes dry. The moisture holding capacity decreased. Sahyadri Hills, then in Maharashtra Plateau. The Maharashtra Plateau becomes the rain shadow area. And the last one, think about the figure and estimate the rainfall of your district. So different answer may be accepted. Cyclonic rainfall. Cyclone is a specific air formation when the pressure at an area is less than the surrounding regions. This is called cyclone. Air from the surrounding region comes towards the center of the cyclone and starts moving upwards. As it rises, the temperature of the air reduces, condensation occurs, and rainfall takes place. It rains in areas over which the cyclone passes. cyclonic rainfall occurs more in temperate zone, and cyclones area is also quite extensive. Comparatively, cyclonic rainfall occurring in tropical region is limited in extent and it is stormy in nature. The seasons and pathway of tropical cyclones, also known as tropical storms, typhoons, and hurricanes. By this figure, you can clearly get the idea. In a blue color, it is given the area where they usually develop, and in yellow color, the pathway they usually follow. So the path is shown with the yellow color, and the area is shown in the blue color. So it ruins an area over which the cyclone passes. Cyclonic rainfall occurs more in temperate zones, and cyclones area is also quite extensive. Comparatively, cyclonic rainfall occurring in tropical region is limited in extent and it is stormy in nature. Orographic rainfall occur in most of the parts of the world. So this is the important line. In most of the part of the world, which type of rainfall occurs? So it is the orographic rainfall. Convectional rainfall is regional in nature. So this is the difference between two. It is the important point. Convectional rainfall is regional in nature, and in orographic rainfall occurs in most part of the world. There is certainty in the convectional rainfall occurring in the equatorial areas. Comparatively, the orographic and cyclonic rainfalls are less certain, and therefore such areas are prone to very heavy rainfall, flood, or drought frequently. So students, that's it for this video. We will learn the next part in the next video.